TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube family. It's Ruben Escalona with Red Alpha Custom Prints. We're here with a special episode of Behind the X's and O's. I was trying to do them on Wednesdays, and it started every other Wednesdays, right? But we've had several people that were willing to jump on these live streams, to be a guest, and I'm honored. We got some really good friends and customers that are willing to put up with my shenanigans. And so we got an awesome guest that's coming on here in a few minutes. It's if you guys have been following any of the posts that I sent out, Mr. TJ Templeton here in Abilene, Texas. He is kind of a jack of all trades. He wears many hats. He's a I want to call him a star salesman from Kent Beck Motors here in Abilene, and he's also a personal trainer at the gym that we go to now, Alpha Aesthetics here in Abilene. He's also a local musician, and my friend Mike Casillas that was here. When was that? Was it on Wednesday? On Wednesday, he reminded me. He said, "Don't forget, TJ is also a local musician as well." So that just gives us another well to draw from in tonight's conversation. But while I'm waiting on TJ to log in, we wanted to just welcome everyone who is tuning in today. Hopefully, you guys saw the post that I sent out earlier today. We're starting to send more of them that way, kind of give you the heads up. But that social media post, you'll see an audience link, and so that audience link will connect you to our Riverside live stream at. And so what I'm hoping is just to get more participation, through that link, so that way we can see your questions and your comments and whatever it is that you want to say, like whether it's a question for me or if it's for TJ, just send them through. And my wife, she's the producer. She's right over there to my right, and she can field any of those questions that you may have. And as soon as she approves it, I'll see it right here on the screen, and I can I can answer it if it's for me or if it's for TJ. I'm not sure if he'll be able to see it, but we'll see. If he can see it, then maybe he can answer. If not, I'll ask him for you. But so what we're trying to do today, I saw TJ make a post after he sold a car to a young couple, and just the way that he phrased the caption. He said, thank you for trusting me to help you, like, in the buying process. But he said it, to teach you how to buy a car, right? And so that's one thing that kind of stood out to me, because we just recently purchased a car through TJ, and I'll tell you guys a little bit about that story of how we actually, like the purchasing process, right? But it's something, there's TJ right there. Let me let him in. TJ, what's going on, man?
What's up? I know I'm a little early. I just want to make sure I could connect.
Oh no, it's good. We're live, man. We're live. I went
Oh
ahead and
shoot, I'm
just.
still driving home.
It's all right. It's all right, man. I can see you, and we can chop it up while you're there, and then we don't have to take forever. I know it's a Friday, and you got some things to do, and we got some things to do too. So
I know you're good.
yeah. So TJ, I was just kind of introducing the whoever's tuning in, or we're gonna we'll chop up this like this long form video into a bunch of different clips, and that's actually where I've been getting a lot of the activity, like
Gotcha.
in the smaller clips. And I'm sending them through Reels and
Gotcha.
YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and things like that. And I've been getting some interaction on the different platforms, questions that are asked, and,
Gotcha.
after that. But what I'm hoping is that we can get some people to tune in through the live audience link and maybe ask some questions.
Yeah, of course.
Got you on there. So we'll see how it goes. I think that the more people that the more guests that we have, and the more times we do it, people will start getting used to it, and they'll ask some questions. But so I introduced you as a person that you know you wear a bunch of different hats. You know, it's hard to just say you're just a
Yeah.
you know a salesman at Kent Beck's. I mean, because you're also a personal trainer over there at with Alpha Aesthetics, as far as I know. And then you know, I
Well, I
remember.
haven't. See,
Go ahead.
my career in car sales is kind of put the personal training on the back burner. So something I'm certified in.
Yeah.
Uh, Car sales demands a lot of time, so it was just one of the things I had to set to the side. At the time, I was working 12, 14, 15 hours a day. So
Hmm.
I'm still certified, but I needed to put that on the back burner for a little while.
Right, right. So if you guys have any questions about fitness, don't ask them tonight. Go to somebody else.
Yeah, and I'm still certified. No, you're good.
Yeah, but if you want to buy a car, those are the questions that we need to ask TJ while we got him on. He's the professional. He's the
That's right.
expert. He's the guy that I was telling them that we actually purchased a vehicle from you not too long ago, and just the
2021 RAV4, yes sir.
yeah the 2021 and well, I wanted to kind of talk through that process because it was
Mhm.
actually really cool, man. We weren't really looking for a vehicle. Uh, we were
Mhm.
we were in the market, I guess, but the way that it started is the Toyota Corolla that we have. It was starting to make a little noise where it's like the CV axles or something needed to be looked at or something like that. And so we were coming back, we were coming on Hickory, and it made a sound. And I told my wife, I said maybe we should start looking for another vehicle. And that's where it started. That same day that I think the day before we messaged you, I think that was the day before,
Yeah.
and then so I messaged you on Facebook and I said, hey TJ, I think we're in the market for a vehicle, and my wife likes the Rav4s, and man, I think that day someone had traded in this one, right?
Right, but right before that, yes sir.
Yeah, and so it was just kind of weird, man. It was just waiting right there, and then so you sent me a video. I sent it to my wife. I said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" She liked it, and I said, "All right, well, let me see if we can't, line it up so we can go do test drive and look at it like that." And honestly, I was not planning on buying it. To tell you the truth, I had set aside the money so that we were going to go to Lubbock and we were going to get the Toyota fixed
Hmm.
that weekend.
Hmm.
And so while we were sitting there, and were kind of working the numbers and stuff like that, I was texting my son-in-law in Lubbock, and I was like, "Hey, have you ordered the parts yet?" Because he was supposed to order them like I don't know a few days before, and so it
Hmm.
was just kind of like if he ordered the parts, I was gonna tell you, "Hey, TJ, we're not gonna be able to do it, man, because I've already committed, to my
Right,
son-in-law,
because you already committed the money. Yeah.
committed the money, and just committed to him. I didn't want him to order the parts and then have to send them
Sure.
back and all that stuff, right?" And so while you were talking to us, I don't know if you saw me on my phone, but I was texting.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's who I was texting. I was like, okay, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, if he ordered them, then that's the deal's gone. I'm just gonna say, hey, TJ, we're not gonna be able to do it or whatever. And then, but then he said, you know what? Our system was down the last couple of days, and I wasn't able to order the parts. He said, but I was planning on doing it this afternoon, and this was we were sitting at the table with you.
This makes this whole story even better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it was like, I said, hold on, man, because I might be driving and getting a new car if everything works out. I said, hold on the thing, just give me about an hour or whatever, and I'll let you know. And he said, all right. And then the rest is history. We worked it out, and then
Yeah.
he didn't order the parts, but I was like, if this, I mean, it just worked out almost perfectly
Yep.
because
And
it just worked out.
it did. And to share for everybody listening right now a little bit of a backstory, the person that traded that car in, like I know them. They were a real estate agent. That was their show car, and they happened to want a Jeep, and it's got low miles. I knew it was super taken care of. So when
Hmm.
you said I needed a Rav4, it's like bam, I've got the perfect one. If everything aligns, then we've got the perfect car. And it
Yep.
was like, in my brain, I'm telling myself, cool, I've got the perfect car. Now we just need to make everything work. And then on your end, everything was falling together to be able to make the purchase. So that makes that story even cooler. I love selling stuff that I trade for because I've always got a story to share. There's always something to share with the customer. Being able to like personally pass it on from person to person is a real cool part of my job.
Yeah, and not only that, so we were able to meet.
Yeah.
I forget her name. We met her. She was
Yeah,
picking up.
Terry, when y'all came and got y'all sticker.
Yeah, so she came in and she was picking up the keys, I guess, to the Jeep that you sold her,
Hmm.
and she's like, you know what? What do you guys do? And it just so happened that she needed a yard sign for her son that was graduating or something like that.
Yep.
And so, I mean, we walked out of there with the RAV4 and some business, and she
Yes.
said if she ever
Yes.
needed anything, that she would give us a call. And I mean that I don't know if it could get any better than that because.
Nope.
It's never been my experience, but that thing worked out like
Like it
almost
was
perfectly,
supposed to.
like it was supposed to. And
Yes, sir.
uh, and one of the things that you said that no one has ever told me, during the buying process, right?
Hmm.
You said, so the deal that we're working on, he says, I want you to kind of, this is what you told me. You said, you want to look at it like you're not married to the deal.
You're
I
dating
think
the deal. You're not married to it.
you're
That's
dating the
right.
deal and not married to it. Meaning, and I'll let you explain this, but to me, the way I took it is like, okay, so we're locking this in right now, but like if we work on our credit and stuff like that, in a year down the road, we can refinance it for better terms and things like that. But we're meeting the immediate need right now, which was
Sure.
getting a new vehicle. It was a second vehicle for us, and so basically it was just like locking it in, knowing
Hmm.
that we're not married to it, and
Right.
then we're just kind of dating it, and then in a year we're gonna, we'll work it out to where we get new terms, and then everybody's happy.
Yep. So the way that was explained to me, and I love that analogy. Um, Sometimes in emergency situations where there's a wreck or a repair that is, like, say you have a car that's paid off and it's $5,000 to fix the car and the car is worth two.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have an immediate need that you need to meet as far as the vehicle goes, and sometimes you're not in the best position with credit, or you get caught with no money down, because down payment, does affect the payment a little bit,
Yeah.
or you're a first time buyer and you have a little bit higher interest rate, um, and you're just in a situation where the payment's going to be a little bit higher than maybe you expect or want, but we get you qualified for a great car that, like you said, fits all your needs, and we just have to make it work for a little while. So one of the things that I explain to my customers, and I like to share my own stories. I bought a truck. The payment was like 486. I had a, I don't know, probably upper fives, lower sixes credit scores. Still kind of working on it. Um, and then in a year and a half, because I had some equity in the car and I had put a little bit more money down, I was able to drop my payment to 288, change the terms of the deal, and make it work. So a lot of times, if you come up with a good plan, people think when you buy a car, like that is the end all be all for the next, say 4 to 7 years or however long uh, that you finance it for. But there's always options if you're good with your money and you're good with your credit. If you can build your credit a little bit while you have that approval that you qualify for, save up a little money to add towards equity. You can always refinance if you got a good relationship with a credit union or something like that. But what I do is I fit the immediate need, and I tell people that all the time. The only thing I can't control is what the bank qualifies you for. That's on you and your credit.
Hmm.
But the good thing is we got you approved, and let's come up with a plan to make
Yeah.
this the deal that you want it to be in the future,
Yeah.
so we can fit your immediate need right now.
Yeah, yeah. And for us, I was just like, okay, so how many banners do I got to sell a month, and how many trailers?
Yep.
That's the way I was calculating it, because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I sell a couple of trailers, and maybe that car
Yeah.
will help me go on an install or something. So
One
that's the
hundred
way,
percent.
that's the way that I was looking at it. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
most people, like, I don't know. I mean, that's not the first car that I purchased, but no one has ever put it to me like that.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
most of the time you're walking out and you're like, okay, this is it, and so I'm gonna these are my payments until
Mm-hmm.
until I finish paying it off or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess in the back of your mind you do know that technically you could refinance it down the road,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
it was never put to me like that,
Right.
and so that
Right.
stood out to me. You know what I mean? And
Cool.
and it's the little things like that that I think that people need to hear whenever they're buying a car, man. And that's why if someone's buying a car, it's like, hey, talk to TJ because like I believe that it's coming from a place of caring about
Sure.
the person and not just
Sure.
trying to sell the car, and that's my experience. And then when we saw the guy that you like, I follow you. I guess I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I like one of your posts, and now all your posts are popping up on my feed now.
It's the
And
algorithm. That's the way it works. Yeah.
I guess that's how it works, right? And so the couple that you sold today, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
their story was pretty similar. You know that you helped
Yeah.
them out and waiting on the insurance and things like that, and just really cool stuff.
Yep. So when I was first starting being trained, it's like, and you hit on this when we spoke prior to this. It's not only you're selling a car, but you have the opportunity to teach somebody how to buy a car.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people, and you've bought 3 or 4 cars, but they just rush you through the process. They don't tell you why your payment is the way it is. They don't tell you how your down payment affects it. They don't tell you how your credit affects it. They just say, hey, I got this approval. Here's the numbers. Let's sign the deal and let's move on.
Hmm.
There's a lot more that goes into it than that. And I feel responsible as a sales professional to articulate some of that information to my customer because we can make the buying process a whole lot more comfortable with just a little bit more information shared. So some of the things that I like to share is the 10,000 for 200 rule. For every 10,000 that you finance, is about 200 to 225 a month, depending on interest and some other mitigating factors. Um, and so that sets them at ease. It's like, hey, why can't I get a $500 payment on a $50,000 car? Well, you can with $20,000 down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you just kind of break it down to them, oh, okay. So this is where you're at. This is what your credit qualifies you for. This is what your budget qualifies you for. And let's find the perfect car within those parameters.
Yeah.
And then if this is not the car that you want long term, the average trade cycle is 2 to 3 years. We'll
Hmm.
get you in an equitable position, save up a little bit more money, work on your credit, and the next time you come by from me, we're going to buy that perfect car that you've been dreaming of your whole life that you may not qualify for right now, but you will next time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's pretty cool because it's like you're building a relationship with your customers,
Yes.
and so I've seen where not just you, but I think it's just at Kent Beck Motors. I see a lot of repeat customers and
Yes.
people that are like buying their second, third, fourth, on and even more than that,
Yeah.
uh, and they just do business with you guys because of that relationship that they're
Yep.
establishing with you guys, and
It, it
I mean,
it's very upfront. No pushy. That's one of the kind of things that I like about it. We have a great reputation. We're 4.8 on Google for a reason. I always joke with people, I can't pay people enough to give me reviews like that.
yeah,
A lot of places buy fake reviews and stuff like that, but we're a 4.8 on Google. We've been in business for 22 years, right on the corner of 710 South Clack, and there's a reason for that. And that's one of the reasons when I joined that team that those were some of the factors that went into my decision.
yeah, yeah, and it's been pretty cool, man, to kind of see, just kind of be on the outside, just watching your progression,
Yep.
because, we've been, I've known Kent for a while, and had just admire and respect him for a long time,
Yep.
and so he's done a lot of business with us, and that's how it's been, it's been like just relationship
Well,
and over the years, and then.
mhm.
Like I don't even remember how you and I met. It might have been, through
I can
a.
tell you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I met you for the first time at the Bible study at Potter's,
Yes.
and then you came in and did the perforated windows.
Okay. All
And
right.
my band needed a banner,
Yep.
and you made me a banner, and I had you put your Red Alpha logo on it because I was
On
needing
the
some
banner.
sponsors for some stuff.
Yeah.
And literally, so like one of my catchphrases with my customers is I've got a guy. Okay.
Yep.
You are my banner guy, you're my wrap guy, you're my graphics guy, you're my hat guy, you've done t-shirts for me. And like
Yep.
ever since that first time you made that one banner for me and did such a great job, like I've referred 5 or 6 businesses to you. I've got
Yep.
just like I'm not saying that to brag, but that's just how a business
Yeah. Yeah.
relationship works over the years,
Yep.
and absolutely the same thing in the car business. You find a guy that you trust for something,
Mhm.
you send them all the business you can, and then they come buy a car from you 5 years later.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's that's just the way that it goes. And I had forgot all about. I mean, I remembered
Yeah,
the things that I printed for you and all that,
yeah,
and I still remember the logo. It was kind of it had the Texas flag and
yeah.
was it TJ and the
TJT and the
three?
Texas 3.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. It had some barbed wire around it. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember it. I remember it. I just wasn't sure if it was like I knew that I did that with you, and I was trying to play it
Hmm.
through my head. How did I actually like meet
Yep.
him as far as the
That was
music?
our
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first interaction. Then you did some stuff with the Texas songwriters. We had some banners made,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
uh, and you were able to sponsor us with that with my late friend Jim Chikong, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
then like over the years you've done stuff for my wife at her work. You
Mhm.
did stuff for when I worked at Clear Creek. You did stuff there.
That's right.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, man. So I just had Mike Casillas on a couple days ago,
yeah, I
and
saw that.
so afterwards he was like, "Hey, don't forget TJ's also a local musician too." And I said, "I didn't forget, man, but it's like I was kind of centering everything or focusing everything around the car sales." And I said,
Yeah,
"But I didn't forget, TJ's also the personal trainer and things like that." And
yeah,
uh, I remember I used to follow your stuff like that whenever you competed and
yeah. I
and
did my prep. Yeah,
yeah, I'm just kind of like I'm one of those people that I'll consume content like nobody's business, and
yeah.
uh, and so these kind of things, these videos, man, just came off like from a blog. I was doing a daily blog called Behind the X's and O's, and
Right.
for years I've been talking to people, just different business owners and saying, like we should have some sort of like platform where we talk about the things that we don't share on social
Hmm.
media or that we
Sure,
don't, because most people are just busy showing their highlights, you know,
sure.
and so, but the truth is like, we're trying to figure out how we're going to close the next deal and
Yeah, yeah. Of
things
course.
fall through. It's like,
Well,
something.
that's
Go
the
ahead.
thing with commission-based sales is in car sales you don't sell, you don't eat.
Yeah.
So everything you do has to be with the motivation of, hey, where's my next deal, what can I do to market myself, what can I do to push myself out there, what
Yeah.
can I do to earn a referral, what can I do to earn a repeat business,
Hmm.
what can I do to have somebody dry message me. uh, the kids that I taught how to buy a car the other day, uh,
Yeah.
the dad I went to middle school and high school with,
Hmm.
and he seen all my content and was like, hey, look, I want my kid to buy from you.
Yeah.
I'm sending them up there, and we taught them how to buy a car, taught them how payments work, taught them how credit works and refinancing, and we taught them, how to budget. And dad was super happy. Got them in a super great car, and they're making some. That was a really cool deal. Like they're 21 and 22 years old. They
Yeah.
both have 2, 3-year-old cars. They're both making really good money working on the credit. That was fun to be a part of, and then have it be a referral from a friend of mine for my content that I
Yeah.
went to high school with. That was the way that organically creates itself. Um, that next deal, I didn't know they were coming until that morning, and then
Wow.
at the end of the day, we sold them a car.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, man. It's like whoever, like if you're in sales nowadays, I mean, you
Hmm.
have to be on social media, on all of
Yeah,
them. And I'm not gonna sit here and say this is how you do it here, this is how you do it there. I just like put the camera in front, and I'm just like, if I'm taking pictures of me working, taking pictures of the work after it's done, talking,
just
and
material. Yep.
yeah, and this kind of stuff right here, it's like, if I could just sit down and talk to people about what they're interested in, like
Sure.
you tell me your story, and then it doesn't have anything. We don't even have to talk about my business. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But people are seeing it, they're like, well, what is this guy talking about? And then they start looking into me and my business, and then I mean I want to say that it almost helps just as much as if I'm sitting there, holding a banner and saying, hey, look at
Yeah.
my banner, right?
Right.
Just talking, and we're I think it was my son that said it, we're just in a society where people are scrolling all day long, you know.
Hmm.
And then so what you
And if
want,
they're doing that, then why not get in front of them?
that's right. So you just want to do something to kind of get in front of that scroll. Like it's like, oh, I know that guy. I seen him. And then
Hey,
they
hey,
connect with you and they order something.
we don't have the thrifty nickel anymore.
That's right. That's right.
They don't know about the thrifty nickel. That's where we used to buy everything that you wanted to buy.
Yep.
Used to every Wednesday wait for that thrifty nickel. Now it's TikTok, it's Facebook, it's Marketplace, it's Instagram, Google, everything being visible there.
Yeah, that's right, man. And so, which ones are you most active on? I mean, I see you on Facebook.
Um,
Your friends on
I
Facebook.
would say Instagram and Facebook. I I'm a little older. I hadn't gotten much on the TikTok. I don't know, and it's hard and it's not against the guys at work. I like creating content, and I've been at places where we created some content as a team.
Mhm.
It's hard to do videos by yourself, and I try to make as much content as I can, but um, it's something I'd like to do more.
Yeah,
But that's just a platform that I just hadn't really breached that much. Instagram does good,
yeah.
and I cross post, so those are my two biggest platforms right now.
Yeah, so this right here, the app that I'm using, which you now know, it's called Riverside app, and so you can do it to record your video, or you can do a live stream thing like this right here. But
Sure.
you can broadcast to different social medias, right? So like
Gotcha.
right now, I'm broadcasting live to our Facebook page, and then our YouTube page, and then of course we got that audience link that is to the Riverside
Yeah.
app where people can chime in. But over here, I got my phone, and I'm live on TikTok, and so
Ah, gotcha.
the crazy thing about TikTok is that it'll start kicking your stuff, like when you're on there, it'll start like sending the live video to people that aren't even friends with you. And so
Yeah.
while they're scrolling, they'll like, I can see people right now, just like I can invite them if I want to, to be friends or whatever.
Right.
But they're just kind of going like that, and as they come across this video, I can
Hmm.
see them kind of like jump in for a little bit or whatever.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, yeah. But with Facebook and all that, you really don't know until afterwards, and you can kind of see how
Sure.
many people, were
Right. When you look at the inside part of the deal,
you get a
yeah.
look at it. But with TikTok, it's pretty cool because I can see stuff just jumping, and then like they'll give me a little star. I just can't respond to the questions because I'd have to get on my phone right there. But
Yeah.
once I get my numbers a little bit higher on TikTok, I'll be able to broadcast from the Riverside app to TikTok,
To
and
TikTok, yeah.
then it's just one of those things where it's like I'll get on here every day and show people while I'm hemming a banner or something. It's
Yeah.
just to get in front of their
I,
face.
d- I did a video today of me stickering a car, time lapse video,
Yep.
something that we do. I was just, hey, this is what we do when we get a car that's clean. Uh, we don't have a lot porter at our lot, so we sticker the cars ourselves. But what that does is we put our hands on the car, we see the tag, we see the price, we see the miles. It becomes like when we put our hands on the car physically, we
Mhm.
take kind of ownership of that car at that time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I'd like to have a porter sometimes when it's 105 degrees outside, but it gets us in the mix. It gets our hands on the inventory. So that's kind of a double-edged sword, but it works for us.
I mean, it's a blessing, man, because I look at it like this, and I know it sounds weird, but it's like, you know, like I'm praying for my customers and I'm praying for
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah,
so I'm not saying that my stuff is better than anybody else's stuff. I'm not saying that.
right,
But when I'm touching your stuff, this is what I like to think. If I'm
yeah,
touching your banner, if I'm touching your vehicle wrap,
hmm,
I'm praying that that's going to bring you, increase.
right,
Just
right. No, I get it.
because you did business with me, and I'm not saying that
Sure,
I'm special or anything like that, but
but that's
after
just your mindset. Yeah,
yeah,
I get that.
after it goes out, it's like, I'm praying that there's like I don't know, an anointing on it or something, to where it's like when you
Sure.
buy a banner from me, it's not just a banner. It's like something
Right.
happens, and
It's an experience.
yeah, and that's the way I look
Yeah.
at it. So like every one of those stickers that you touched it, and so something different
Yep.
is going to happen to that vehicle because you touched it, and
Yes. So
it could just be another sticker, but you touched it.
we, I have a very similar mentality. So like, and this was another thing that was kind of impressed on me early in my car sales career. I work for Kent Beck Motors, right? But my office is my storefront. That's my business.
Yep.
Every deal that I have has my name on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's under Kent Beck Motors name, and I totally get that. But
Yeah.
I treat it like my business, the way I market myself, the way I present myself, the way I dress every day, the way I interact with people. Because if you don't know, sales is not an 8 to 5 job, 9 to 5 job. It is 24 hours.
That's
I'm
right.
constantly getting people hit me up. Yeah, here's one of my rules: if I have a vehicle on marketplace and you text me at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're
Yeah.
getting a text back at 4:30, 5 a.m. when I get up,
Yeah.
because I want your wife to wonder why someone's texting you at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. For
But
sure.
like it's a 24-hour job. You have to stay on top of it, and you never know when you're going to meet the next prospective client. My wife is in real estate. There's
Mhm.
people that I meet through her. If I catch myself slipping as a part of the way I present myself and market myself here and everywhere else, I may miss out on a sale if I misrepresent myself. So it's 24 hours. You have to look on point, you have to be on point, and you have to always be looking for a deal. And that's what makes a successful salesperson. It's a grind, it's a hustle, and not everybody's cut out for it.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people that are people and all this and that, and they just don't have that grind mindset of, hey, let's see what we can do to find or make a deal and hook somebody up today.
For
And
sure.
that's really the excitement of the sale is what keeps me going. The hey man, this was tough. This deal was hard to get done, but we got it done. We found a way. Like today's deal, that whereas the Camry deal the other day took a couple hours. I didn't know they were coming until that morning, and they were in and out in 2 hours.
Hmm.
I've been working with these people and their insurance for 7 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had people go through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 co-signers over a month period of time trying to get a car financed.
Wow.
And those are all the things that you have to keep in mind. It's not who's in front of me right now. It's
Hmm.
who's in front of me, who's behind me, and who's going to be in front of me that you have to learn how to take care of simultaneously. And it gets tough sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sales, man, I've been in sales so long that it just seems like a normal thing for
Sure.
me. We've been in business for like I can't believe it, man. I'm going on 16 years of
Yeah.
being full time in business, and my wife joined me 5 years ago, and it's just she's getting used to it. But she's someone who was more like corporate America was her deal.
Sure.
She was fine. Like I like to tell people that I rescued her from corporate America, but the truth is I had to take her hostage because she was happy.
Yeah.
Like that's where her degree was in, and she was like
Yeah.
that's what she always wanted to do, and she never once like wanted to join me, full time. Like that wasn't her part of her
Right.
deal. It wasn't until there was actually she was like, oh man, I gotta jump in and help him, and my grandson was
Yeah.
born, so
CJ, she coming to save you.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Because I'm one of those hard-headed people that I'm just like, I'm just so used to it, that it's
Yeah.
like, there was this one meme that I saw, I mean, years ago, and it circulates, but it's this guy kind of sitting in the middle of everything,
Yeah.
burning down, and he's just like, this is normal, I'm fine, and so that's just the way. I mean, you're
You're
either
comfortable in the chaos. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
comfortable in the chaos. You're built for it, however you want to put it, and so it's just one of those things that really work for me. Um,
Yeah.
Being uncomfortable is good, but when it comes to sales, man, I've heard I used to sell for computers for Dell computers back in the day,
Hmm.
and I used to hear them say, that sales can be the hardest, highest paying job you've ever had, or it can be the easiest, lowest paying job that you've ever had, and it
Yeah.
just all depends on how you get after it. And so I said, okay, well, cool, let's
So
sell.
I hadn't been in sales. I've been in sales 2 years this October. Been
Hmm.
in full time sales. I started off. I've done every job at a car dealership. I've done detail. I've done parts. I've been a mechanic. I've been in
Mhm.
charge of the recon process. I've been a service advisor. I've done
Yeah.
everything but desk and deals and management.
Mhm.
Um, and that has prepared me to be a better car salesman because I can just talk cars to the dude in front of me. We're just talking cars. It just so happens I know a little bit more about how the numbers work
Yeah.
than the average person now because with some training and everything. But my wife is the one that talked me into taking the leap because, like, I've always been, hourly, guaranteed paychecks.
Yeah.
When I was a service advisor, you get a little bit of bonus based on the work that you turn out and the work that you sell,
Mhm.
as far as that goes. But you had a concrete paycheck no matter what. This is what your pay was,
Yeah.
and I kind of got addicted to the hustle a little bit. So when I had an opportunity to do it, she just told me jump off the porch. You're going to be a good salesman. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And the first lot that I went to was a nightmare. And I'm not going to put anybody out there, but it's a note lot here in Abilene that sometimes has a bad reputation, and I just ugh.
Yeah.
Some people can make money there. I just it what that scenario wasn't for me,
Yeah.
and I worked at a new car lot, uh, did really well there, but
Yeah.
that scenario wasn't quite for me either. Where I'm at right now, family owned and operated, faith based, kind of small mom and pops. Hey,
Mhm.
let's work a deal, not super pushy. That is my style, but I still get to grind. Um, I don't have to stay super late, which is cool. At the new car dealership, I was there till 1:15 one morning helping this lady get insurance.
Well.
That was wild. That was a long day.
Yeah.
Uh, she
Yeah.
literally came in with her income tax. She's like, I've got $7,000. She was a four something credit,
Mhm.
and we found a car that we could get her approved for. And she's like, I can be there at 5:30.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, let's do it. So we get her approved for the car, and come to find out, this girl's got 10 speeding tickets, four total wrecks. Uh, it was like $1,800 to get her started on insurance,
Dang.
and uh, we sat there and shopped it for. Hang on. That's my wife. She just come to tell me she's leaving. I'm in the driveway right now.
Tell her I said hi. Hi.
I love y'all. See you shortly.
Oh, let me see. I think I could do some.
Anyway, so
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, so
Yeah, I could do some sound
now
effects.
that's she sells houses. I tell people all the time. She sells houses. I fill driveways. We're in charge of the two biggest financial uh,
Man.
decisions anybody makes. But
How?
anyways, long story short, so we ended up having to stay late to get this woman insurance, so she didn't have to Uber herself to work and her kids to school the next day.
Yeah.
And not a whole lot of people are trying to stay to 115 to work a deal on a 475 credit.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
just kind of how I'm wired, I guess.
Yeah. You were made for it, man. So
Yeah.
it's one of the things that the availability, right? Uh,
Hmm.
that's one of the things that I've always prided myself is having like a fast response rate. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like this with anybody. My kids are kind of like, because my kids take forever to reply to my texts. You know what I mean? And maybe it's just
Drives you nuts, doesn't it?
yeah, maybe it's the millennials or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I said I feel like I'm kind of a busy person, but if you
Yeah.
text me, I'm responding within a few
You
seconds, or
always have been. Yep.
like that. And then it's like it doesn't matter if you send me a message on our Facebook page or on TikTok, any way that we're connected, my cell phone, personal phone, it don't matter, email, all of them. They come to my phone,
Right.
and so I'm like replying pretty much like
Because
immediately.
you never know when the next notification is an
That's right.
opportunity.
That's right. And so I've always prided myself. I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna let, like, if someone's gonna beat me on that, then they're just like nuts,
Yeah.
because that's one thing that I can control. Like I might not be able to compete with certain things or whatever, whatever the
Mhm.
the things that you compete on. But why should somebody be able to beat me on responding? you know.
Yes. Hey, I will tell you, there's better salespeople out there than me, and there's probably people that know a lot more of the cars by me, but there are very few people that will out hustle me. And
That's
that's
it.
what's with my limited experience has made me successful as a car person, because I will respond to that text at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't put those off. I will
Yeah.
work a customer that has zero, no credit, and I always tell my finance guy, sometimes he gets frustrated with me because I'm always fishing for co-signers, always trying to find a way. I tell him, I said, I'm gonna wait till you or the bank tell me to screw off before I give up on this customer.
Man, so that's good right there. So if you guys are tuning in, whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, and you just happen to be scrolling and you're looking for a vehicle, give my man TJ a call over there at Kent Beck Motors. Connect with him on social media. If you're on TikTok, like send him a request. That way he knows that he needs to be on TikTok too. And but wherever we're connected, connect with TJ. He's going to help you with the car process and all that stuff. But he's the type of person that you definitely want to do business with because he
I
helped
appreciate
us,
that.
and I mean, he's got my referral for sure. But yeah, man, just being a responsive and really making us feel like welcome, I guess.
Sure.
And it's not just like, hey, let's hurry up and get you in here because I got an important customer to talk to. It's like,
They're
I
all important customers.
yeah,
Yep.
I felt like I was your only customer whenever we showed up. And it's like
That's good.
that's the way that you made me feel. And so, because of that, hopefully, whenever I'm going to need a truck here pretty soon, I'm not sure if I'm going to trade in that Corolla, uh, or sell it or whatever. But like right now, it's just sitting there, and I'll use it to drive around if I need to. But
Right.
I'm thinking that I need something a little bit bigger. We're driving that RAV a little bit more than I thought. I thought we were just going to use that just to go out of town
It's
and
a
stuff.
nice vehicle. Yeah. No.
Yeah. But then, I could fit ladders in there, and I was like, okay, we're just going to do it for this job. And then now it's our company vehicle, it seems like. So we might need another one for a personal vehicle, man.
I got you.
But it's
So
like,
here's a fun fact about Kent Beck Motors. If you Google Kent Beck or used trucks, Kent Beck Motors is the first thing on Google that you see.
really?
That's how many used trucks. And when people look for trucks, that's we learned that in one of our sales meetings the other day.
Wow.
Uh, so we are the truck people. So I got you.
Yeah, awesome, man. Definitely when the time is up, man. Is there anything? I know that it was all like really heavy on the vehicles, but is there anything besides that you wanted to talk about? Anything that you're passionate about that you wanted to maybe touch on for the next couple minutes or whatever?
Man, so especially in like the last year, cars and I explain this to all my customers. I'm 43 years old, but I'm still a kid that just gets to play with bigger cars.
Hmm.
I love getting to drive the classic stuff. I love getting to drive the oddball stuff that we get. Music, I still love music. After I had my first sales manager, uh, because you make a little bit of money playing music, and my going rate was 150 an hour for
Hmm.
a show. And I told him, I said, man, I said, if I have a show, I said, would you be willing to let me uh, off for the evening? He says, how much you make during that show? And I said, sometimes I'll make $300 to $600. He said, if I could make a car deal for you, make $1,500 to $2,500, why would you play a show as opposed to sell a car? And I was like, at that point, I didn't know you could make that much money. The little note lot that I worked at before, I think like
Hmm.
500 bucks was the most you can make selling a car. And like,
Yeah.
so that really kind of changed my focus to like, if I really hustle at this and really make some moves, I can make some life changing money. I had a goal at one point in my life to make X amount, which is irrelevant, but the goal that I had was probably twice what I ever made in my life.
Yeah.
Um, and I made this goal back in 2019 when I was mechanicing, um, making $14 an hour as an apprentice. Um, and when I reached that goal after my first year of sales and then some,
Hmm.
it really kind of said, hey man, you can really do what you want to do. You
Yeah.
can do some things that you've never been able to do because of who you are as a salesperson.
Yeah.
So music is kind of taking a back seat. I'll always play music. I've been playing music since 2001. Actually was in the first Red Dirt cover band ever in Abilene, Texas.
Hmm.
I can claim that because no
Yeah.
one was playing it here.
Right.
Um, and I've been playing on and off, like I said, for 26 years now. That's
Yeah.
wild to know that I've done something for 2.5 decades. And
That is good.
eventually, uh, now that I only work till 6, it'll probably start back up again
Yeah.
before too long. So, funny story is Rick, the guy that I sold the Journey to earlier, is probably one of the top 3 guitar players I've ever met in my entire life. And he
Whoa.
was like, "Well, maybe God's telling us we need to be in a band together." And I've been trying to get this dude to get me in his band for like 20 years, man.
Really? What band is he
Him
with?
and his so he's been in a couple bands. The first band I ever saw him in was Three Shades Blue. It was him,
Hmm.
his son, and a guy named John out of Brownwood. And they
Hmm.
were one of the coolest bands, the loudest 3-piece band outside of Los Lonely Boys I've ever seen in my life. But Ricky, his son, if you never know anything about family members that play together, they're always in sync. So Ricky, his son, is like one of the most entertaining drummers I've ever seen. I always have fun. I've jammed with him a few times on and off. But we met in the local open mic scene,
Uh-huh.
uh, and when he was at Three Shades Blue, and he's had like 2 or 3 other bands since then.
Yeah.
But he's a hell of a musician, hell of a guitar teacher,
Yeah.
um, and so that may be something that's coming in the works. We talked about it today. He said his son was down, and they've been wanting to get back into Red Dirt music.
Man.
Uh, so
We'll
who
be we'll be
knows?
ready to print some stickers for you, or banners or something like that. And maybe now
I
that things
got
are
you.
starting to stabilize a little bit, now that my wife
Yeah,
is here, maybe we can start showing up at some of the shows. You know,
yeah.
uh, you mentioned Jimmy, and I was talking to Mike, but those two guys were like inviting me to like every one of their shows for like
Everything. Yep.
10 years, man. 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, you just don't understand. By the time I finish working, I don't want to
Yeah.
do anything. And it's like,
Anything.
and I was like, well, now in sales, it's tough,
Yeah.
man. It's not,
Yeah. It is. It's a grind.
it's not a physically hard job, but you're thinking about it 24/7. And,
Yes.
did I follow up with this person? Did I send this email? Did I remember to
Oh
turn,
my gosh. Yes.
that kind of stuff, right? And you're
Yep.
thinking
Or
about it.
or if I missed the deal, what could I done right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
could I have closed better? Or what if I could have put them on a different beat? Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
exhausting
Yeah,
sometimes.
and so it's the same thing, and it's like, and then so when you finally get off, it's like I'm not thinking about going somewhere and just sitting there and even though they were my friends, and I told them, I said, man, it's not that I don't want to go. I said I'm exhausted at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
especially we've been installing trailers and wraps and stuff like that. I said,
Yeah.
man, I'm
It's
done.
hard
By
to
the
do.
time we clock out,
This
it's
is how I can show my support with stickers and
yeah.
banners. But
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm always there with you. It's like I'll
Yeah.
share your stuff, and I sponsored a lot of stuff, that
Yeah.
in
You
local.
did. You
I
did.
sponsored a lot of stuff like that, and I said this is the way that I do it. But I did show up to one of Mike's gigs, and it was after 10 years, and he called me out. He's like, "Oh, look who's in the crowd! This guy right here, man. We've been friends for this long." And I said, Mike, you didn't have to call me out, but I was turning in a
Yeah.
tip jar. Like he had bought a tip jar that he wanted a
Yeah.
virtual tip deal. And so I
Yeah.
printed it and I was like, all right, I'll meet you up there and I'll give it to you. And then he was like there in the middle of his set, he's like, oh, look who showed up. And I was like, man,
I'll tell you this right now. Michael Casillas is the number one reason why you don't give a drummer a microphone.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
But
he will say some wild stuff.
yeah, it's hilarious, man. But TJ, man, I just want to say thank you. We did this thing
Yeah,
special on Friday, and I mean it's weird because like I just pitched it to a couple of people, and I said I'm going to try to do 2 shows a month on Wednesday, and
sure.
and I'm already booked like till the end of August, and uh,
Yep.
and I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just like
It's
I'm just
freestyling. We're Freestyle Friday right now.
Freestyle Friday, I like that. But it's just talking to people and maybe trying to
Yeah,
get the stories that people aren't talking about. and that's all it
Yep.
is. It's not like scripted. It's not like, hey, ask me these questions so that way I'll be able
Yeah. Just
to
kind of
answer
raw and
them.
organic. Yep.
Yeah, just Mike calls it riffing, and just yeah, it's just one of those things. Just sitting down, talking to people, having a real talk, and who knows, man? Maybe the right person is on the other side of the screen, and they can come and do
Yes.
business with you. And you
You
never you
never
never
know.
know how you might can even inspire somebody just because
Sure.
of your story. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, but TJ, thank you, man. Thank you for your time. I'll let you. I know you
Sir.
got things to do with your wife, and hopefully you guys have a good evening and a good weekend. But man, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for all the support you've given me over the years, and all the business we've been able to do, we'll be able to do in the future, man. You've been a blessing in my life from day one, and I really do appreciate everything you got going on, man.
Amen. Same here, man. Have a good day.
You too, brother.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, that was TJ, good friend of ours, long time supporter of Red Alpha Custom Prints. Um, you still on, TJ?
Hey, I don't know how to work the app.
Oh, just hit exit or leave. You should be able to see that leave on there. Just throw your phone out the car. so, so it's like TJ's been doing business with our company for a while, and he when he started selling cars there at Kent Beck Motors, I knew that I was going to go and buy a car from him because he's always referring people to us, and that's how we do it, right? And so I figured that if I have these live podcasts, if you will, having conversations, behind the scenes type stuff, that maybe somebody that is just scrolling, through this video feed, will come across him, maybe connect with him, and end up buying a vehicle. So if you're looking to buy a vehicle, let me just go ahead and put that out there. Go to Kent Beck Motors, ask for TJ Templeton, and he will get you squared away. He squared my wife and I away with the new RAV4. The buying experience couldn't have been easier, and man, it was just an awesome experience. And so yeah, just go out there, let them know that Ruben with Red Alpha sent you, and but don't try to get a discount because we don't refer people like that. Everybody that we refer, we want them to pay full price and then tip, right? But but yeah, maybe you're someone out there that you're a professional in your arena. Maybe you're a teacher, school's getting ready to start, a principal. I know one of my friends is a principal getting ready to get promoted over there in Fort Worth. Give me a call, man. Let's do it. Let's do a meeting, right? Because people need to hear your story too. We grew up together, and now you're doing big things over there in Fort Worth. Being a principal and getting ready to be promoted and stuff like that. But we got some good friends in every area. In the fitness industry, in the music industry, in professional services, whether it's like financial services, real estate, those kind of things. Guys, hit me up, send me a message, and let's get you scheduled in. I know that I was trying to do these on Wednesdays, but if another day works better for you, let's do it. And a lot of you guys, I'm gonna hit you up directly because I just want to like the story that you're telling on social media is catching my attention, and so I want to kind of discuss those stories too. That way it's like I love talking about stories, and I love hearing stories. And if you're into shows, I'm going to start doing some of that stuff too because my wife and I are avid binge watchers. Right now we're watching that show, The Bear. And man, that's a good one. So if you haven't seen The Bear, that's a good one. We just finished season 1 of The Bear, and we're also watching. Let me see, what are we watching? House of the Dragon. We're current on House of the Dragon. We just finished season 4 of From. That's another one of our shows, and so as soon as we finish The Bear, we'll probably be looking for another one. But anyways, connect with us if you want to come on our live thing, just let us know and we'll get you on. But I did want to do another plug. We're getting ready to next week. We're going to have the folks of Not Included. They're going to be back on this coming Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Join us live again. We're going to be discussing the car show that's coming up at the end of the week next week. Red Alpha, we're going to have a booth out there, and I'm hoping to do a live install. Hopefully, if the weather's good, we'll be wrapping a hood or doing some doors or something like that there at the show. Maybe a motorcycle. I got a fairing that I may be doing, and if we can get that customer to come out there, I think the fairing will be really cool and to wrap out there. So, connect with us. We'll be talking about the show, and we actually got some cool stuff coming on this weekend that we're going to be sharing too. That's about the car show. But other than that, if we can be of service to you, you know how to get in touch with us. Give us a call or send us a direct message on any social media platform that we're connected, and we will help you to the best of our ability. But that's all for now. That's Ruben Escalona signing out.